Hello, welcome to Yoda Soda Creations podcast. Reference for the business of other reasons. Sunday show, but not on my friend's behalf this time around.
Yeah, I actually didn't see the announcement until last night. It's like, okay, I'm ready. Had a pizza. I'm all set for tonight, and it's taking a while. Hey, what's this an announcement? Oh, so yeah. But yeah, it's been quite a week. Admittedly, not much has really been going on, or at least on my side of things. So, work was normal. I played some more Power World. Actually, recorded, well, not quite the finale, because obviously there's going to be more updates in the future, but I'm at the point where I've basically cut everything except for, like, one raid boss. And I tried fighting the raid boss, and I was not able to handle it. So I'm thinking of taking a break for a bit, because, like, I still have a lot of content for the game, so, yeah, and maybe coming back when they have the next big update. Because I think there's supposed to be a winter update before the 1.0 release next year. So I might look into that. I also tried getting the shiny Crydon/Miraidon voucher from GameStop. That didn't happen. Yeah, it's a whole thing that's been widely criticized for the handling of the current event, where stores basically ran out within the first hour, and this event's supposed to be going on for, like, well, more than one day. So what I ended up doing was I just used a Discord bot to trade me the shiny legendaries. Because I mean, hey, if I can't get it the legit way, through no fault of my own, then yeah, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use a Discord trade bot. Because yeah, wasn't my fault I couldn't get it. Yeah, apparently, like, each store was only given, like, between 50 and 100 of the vouchers on the same day as a new card set released. So the scalpers were already waiting there before the stores opened. Yeah. Though I did learn that GameStop actually sells the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering packs for cheaper than the local game store. So that's good to know. At some point I want to check the Target though, see what they have. But this was before I went to work, so I didn't really have the time. What else? Let's see. For my YouTube channel, I have like 2 more days worth of Pokemon Ruby video. Then the Power World series will be starting up. Currently uploading the first 15 of them at the moment. Though it's okay. Upload status is currently at 13 out of 15. Okay, good. But yeah, that's something to look for. Oh right, before I forget. Oh yeah, I had video for this week. uh, but yeah, yeah. So should probably start up on Pokemon Sapphire at some point soon. If I get a decent amount of backlog of that, I'll probably start releasing that alongside Power World. I also kind of want to play TCG Shop Simulator as well, but we'll see how that fits into the schedule. As far as other stuff goes, yeah, as far as I know, only one more weekend job till December, and that's next weekend. So it'll be for the show. It'll be Sunday again. But yeah, after that, it's basically clear for Saturdays going forward until December. Righty then. Anything else? I'm trying to think, like, did I actually do anything else this week? I don't think so. Anyway, yeah, that was my week. Again, not much to really talk about this time around, but, some weeks are kind of boring. Like I said, as far as game and stuff, I spent most of the time with Power World just reading up a legendary with perfect passives. So how was your week?
Okay, working backwards. Here to explain what was going on for the past 2 days, not including today. I can mention this briefly, but I had an event going into the weekend, but not the average convention thing, just a something a bit more traditional. Schedule I found out that I ended up requiring us to be there both in the morning as well as in the night. Both in the morning as well as in the sunset around dusk. So Yeah, when we were done with that section, it was basically in transit. So it's been last minute rescheduled, but at least I usually put it ahead of time that if it ends up being last minute, that's how it would end up. After into the evening before, was basically getting there. And then think back to so we could get up early and then get out there in the morning hours just before sunrise. Getting to our positions and then watching main events unfold. Rest of the day being spent to construct somebody until, as mentioned before, sunset into dusk. That part was quite an adventure. See what could be found and try to figure the operations. Scope applications, but despite the tail end going our way at the very least. I picked applications for if we're ever called to the area again for some specifics.
Okay.
And as I mentioned before, once we finish with the immense as the sun set into dusk, throughout the early hours of dusk, rest of the night was pretty much in transit, so things were impossible until 20-something hours after I got back. As it would turn out. And Sunday was just about normalities and let's get the shoot ready. For another one of those types of weeks, but at the very least. Managed to get most of the important bits down. Just that this will have to be reported in next week. Other than everything that's gone down this weekend, so let's go check my keyboard and so I start another section. Should finish the rest within the coming days. Yeah, basically with whatever else. Let's see. With, and hopefully, yeah. Got my message in regards to plans for the next few months.
Yep. So, anyway, after the slight detour last week, yeah, back to Pokemon. Yeah, the group is in Cerulean City. Misty's like, Misty's like, do you really want to go there? It's like, how about Meridian City? That has a nice park. You can watch the yachts and everything. Nice view of the sky. And Ash is like, okay, sure, we'll go. The Cerulean City. Just, yeah, just trolling Misty there. So they get into town. Misty's gone off who knows where. And there's some sort of commotion at a store. Apparently someone stole a really large vacuum and a huge hose. Who knows what that's about. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. They do get called out by this Officer Jenny for being suspicious, but Ash's Pokédex and Brock's gym badge clears things up quickly. So, Brock has to go elsewhere for this episode, so yeah, Ash is on his own for a bit. So I was like, okay, gets to the gym. Oh, there's the gym. And they're putting on a water show. Synchronized swimming, okay. Thought this was supposed to be a gym. She meets up with the three from the gym later, and oh yeah, this is the gym. We're the gym trainers here. But yeah, I really don't feel like fighting. I mean, we got our butts kicked by a people in a row, all from this nowhere place called Pallet. And it's like, all we have left is Dean. It's like, you know what? We'll skip the battle. Here, take a badge. And this, Ash is disappointed. He's like, oh darn! I wanted to actually battle for my badge. Yeah, he was gonna take it, but it was gonna be reluctantly. Like, sure, I guess. But this is where Misty shows up. For you see, she is the fourth sister of the Sensational Sisters that run the gym. Well, okay. According to the others, Misty isn't quite so sensational as in fact is and is in fact the runt of the group. But unlike them, she actually knows how to train a Pokemon. So it's like, okay, wasn't planning on fighting you, Ash, until you paid me back for my bike. But you know what? Desperate times, desperate measures. Okay, I'll be the gym trainer for today. Let's fight. And Ash is fine with this. Like, okay, actually get to fight for my badge. Sounds good. All right, Pikachu, go. You don't want to fight. Okay then, sure, whatever. Go, Butterfree. So it's Butterfree to Staryu, and yeah, Staryu eventually ends up knocking Butterfree into the water. So yeah, Butterfree's out. Victory goes to Staryu. Then Ash sends Pidgeotto. Misty returns Staryu. Seems to be decently healthy, despite some powder attempts by Butterfree earlier. But Misty sends out Starmie. Decent fight, but Pidgeotto ends up flinging Starmie into a wall and is severely weakened and basically almost KO'd. Like, okay, time to finish it. Crash! A large vehicle crashes through the wall. You get 3 guesses as to who the intruders are, and the first 2 guesses don't count. That's right, it's Team Rocket, here to steal the Pokemon at the gym. Using the giant vacuum and hose that they stole earlier. So, they have the vacuum sucking up the water. Then they reverse current down the water, blast the group. Now the Pokemon are in the water, now they're sucking up the water. But this is where Ash gets an idea. Or remember something. Water conducts electricity. So anyway, Pikachu starts blasting. And, yeah. Team Rocket's out. To be fair, if Ash hadn't been there that day, they probably would have gotten away with it. It's like, the one time they're not actually trying to catch Pikachu. Pikachu's there with the perfect counter to what they're using.
At least the reluctance, but also the reluctance at the beginning kind of makes sense. Would have been too easy of a KO.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's all cleared up, and Misty's sisters was like, okay. Yeah, this whole thing's been a total mess. So, yeah, here, take this badge. Or complaints because, like, seriously, we didn't even finish our battle. But they rightly point out that if Ash did use Pikachu, it would have swept the... So... I mean, their logic checks out. Like, the only reason why Ash didn't use Pikachu was because Pikachu didn't want to fight. So, Ash gets the badge, despite Misty's complaints. Like, Misty's complaining about not having a badge. It's like, Misty, you're one of the gym leaders. Technically, you should be able to carry your badges on you whenever you want. Mind you, she's probably not listed as, like, the primary gym leader. But being one of the gym officials for the gym, that should still... Hell, Rock had his badge with him earlier this episode. So, yeah. So yeah, Ash gets a second badge, which I want to say some people will note this one as one of the badges that Ash didn't actually learn but earned, but one because he ended up helping out the gym leaders. Like, okay, one, partially true, but two, like stated before, if he did use Pikachu in a total sweep, it's like overpowered electric type versus water gem. I rest my case. But yeah, good episode. We finally get to see why Misty was so upset about going towards Cerulean, because like, yeah, apparently she ran off claiming that like, oh yeah, I won't come back until I become a great Pokemon trainer. Although the sisters do admit that, yeah, well they have the looks, Misty does have the talent. At least for Pokemon training anyway. But the sisters will always be the main star of the show at the Cerulean Gym. For now, at least. But yeah, good episode. It was interesting to see Team Rocket try to target someone else for once, only to get interfered with by the usual crew just because they happened to be in the area at the time. If they had held off for one day, they would have gotten all the Pokemon at the gym. Mind you, the only Pokemon in the gym at the moment happen to be, well, the only Pokemon there at the moment happen to be Steel. I think Starmie was off camera. Like, it was wounded against the wall, probably got turned to the point, or got run over by the truck, I forget. The point is, the only Pokemon we see actually in the water was Seal and Pikachu. And Seal was only there because the sisters were watching Misty battle, because Seal was the one holding the badge. So technically speaking, none of the Pokemon would have been there to begin with if Ash hadn't been there for a gym battle. Though to be fair, who knows how it could have potentially been scheduled out to actually catch the Pokemon, but yeah. What point is, it didn't quite work out well for them. Yeah, it's like I said, Brock had to go somewhere else this episode. Like, okay, we just need Brock out of the way. Ash does actually ask, like, okay, so what's the deal with the Cerulean gym leader? What's he got? It's like, I mean, I could tell you what their strongest attack is, but yeah, I'm sorry, I have too much respect for them. Like, professional courtesy, you know? And Ash is like, yeah, that's cool. He doesn't try to go. He's like, okay, yeah, that is understandable. You know, professional courtesy as a fellow gym leader. You don't want to be hiding out their secrets, making the task easier for any given trainer. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
It seems Misty's not the only family worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Because apparently in the police force there's also a connection.
Yep. Yeah, apparently the Viridian City Jenny is the Cerulean City Jenny's sister-in-law. Which, wait, that, but what did that mean? But they still look... yeah, I'm not even gonna go there. That's just... Yeah. Anyway.
Basically, since this whole connection with the business thing is a common theme amongst the show.
Yep.
Also, a bit fortunate it's his for stepping in. Because if the match was just taken right then and there, victory would have been pretty hollow.
Yeah. And like I said, Ash was gonna take it, but it was still reluctantly. It's like... He came there for a battle, damn it, and he really wanted to get one.
Even he knew it could have been hollow.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Ash does have decent standards. Like, yeah, he could have won against Frog, but it would have felt cheap. So it's like he forfeited that battle. I mean, sure, Brock gave him the badge at the end there, but still, he's not one to take easy wins. Although, also to be fair, and really the sisters should have, tried rescheduling him for another day. All their other Pokemon were healing up from previous battles, so they only did have the Goldeen on them. But I guess they also had the Seal, but the Seal is probably not actually trained for battle. So if they felt like, okay, maybe if he maybe come back in a few days, let the Pokemon get healed up, then we could do battle. But it didn't really feel like, yeah, after the 3 consecutive losses in a row from Pallet Town trainers, it's like, don't really want to do the whole battle thing anymore. Which, it's funny, I've seen some fanfics that their actions end up being the Cerulean City gym certifications revoked. Oh yeah, they're just giving trainers badges all willy-nilly without battles. It's like supposed to... I mean, yeah, there's more than the 8 in-game gyms in the anime. But it's like, Yeah, we're supposed to have standards. The fact that I've seen that kind of thing come up in multiple fanfics tells you something. Uh, and in fact, when we do see the Cerulean gym again way later on, it's still primarily for the water shows. So, like, who knows if they actually do gym battles anymore after this? Like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with him having water shows. I mean, hey, whatever pays the bills. And it's a reasonable secondary use for the gym, which happens to have a huge pool of water. But yeah,
Not to mention, dual worlds and establishments are a thing in reality. Aside from the president CEO company type of ordeals, I can definitely remember that my elementary school would have teachers in 2 different classes and or dual teacher principal roles.
yeah. And again, this is still early series, but one must wonder, like, are those Pokemon that they had the only Pokemon that they have to battle? Because, mind you, it's slight bit of fanon, but under the assumption that depending on which order you actually go to the gyms in, gyms might have stronger or weaker Pokemon depending on the trainer they're facing and the number of badges they have. Then, like, oh, okay, yeah, the weaker Pokemon are kind of out of commission, but like, hey, maybe we could use one of our stronger Pokemon and give you a handicap, like, you get 2 Pokemon versus our 1 or something. But then again, like I said, this is only like, what, 7 episodes in? So, yeah. But still, pretty good episode.
Leslie, Mrs. Choices.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, that seems to imply that she would have had 2 Starmine if the other one hadn't evolved.
Hmm? Uh, hey.
Someone pretty about that, considering it's been at least it's the last time we've had to deal with family. In this case, in this case, returning to a someone the group member knows, but isn't exactly too fond of.
Yep.
It's been interesting how in this case, a bit more grandstanding as opposed to trying to hide embarrassment.
Yep.
And of course, your mascot will probably signify a evolution at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Tudor Adventure that we get to fill in, I certainly remember reading about.
Righty then. So, into the news. Got an interesting batch of bits here and there for news this week. Apparently there was a teaser trailer for Tom and Jerry Forbidden Compass. Like, still making Tom and Jerry movies. Okay. Lenovo has canceled some pre-orders of its upcoming over $1,000 Legion Go Gen 2 handheld, saying orders have substantially exceeded expectations. Oof. Now I'm getting flashbacks to the Final Fantasy MTG release. Like, yeah, we made available too many pre-orders. Yeah, we're just gonna cancel all of these because we're not getting nearly enough stock in. And now the Spider-Man set's out and no one's buying. So on the plus side, if I do go for sealed, if I wait a bit, I should be able to get some for decently cheap. Ooh, apparently Cancelled Perfect Dark reboot concept art was leaked online. A pop-up Pokemon event is taking place at London's Natural History Museum next year with exclusive merchandise and clothing. That's cool. Gearbox has indefinitely delayed Borderlands 4 on Nintendo Switch 2 just 1 week ahead of its planned release. Ooh, that's not good. Like, did they find a flaw with the board, or like, did they realize that Borderlands 2 just doesn't run well on the Switch 2? I don't know. Capcom has released a new gameplay trailer for Pragmata, but there's still no official release date yet. Bruce Lee stars as the player's partner in Hitman's latest elusive target mission. Development on Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2 is still moving forward properly, according to the series producer. Escape from Tarkov will be supported with new locations and DLCs once 1.0 comes out. The Summer Hikaru Died anime gets a second season. Solo Camping for 2 anime's fourth promo video reveals previews next opening theme. Monster anime gets a second season. The Rising of the Shield Hero TV anime gets a fifth season and a new global game project. Girls Band Cry anime also gets a brand new film. Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games TV anime delayed to 2026. Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You at TV anime reveals main cast. Go For It Nakamura anime reveals 7 more cast members. Disney Twisted Wonderland anime's full promo video unveils its ending song. Hotel Inhumans anime gets second season. Uma Musume Cinderella Grey anime's second part unveils opening song and video. Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dear Friend film teased as taking story to its finale in 2026. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Original Kamen Rider Hiroshi Fujioka reprises his role in Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider anime. Like, okay, yeah, that getting the OG Kamen Rider for a Kamen Rider related anime, it's like, okay, yeah, that, yes. Reiren Beyond Journey's End anime's second season debuts on January 16th. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater game's Fox Hunt multiplayer mode launches on October 30th. Sonic Racing Crossworlds game gets Mega Man collaboration DLC in 2026. DLC includes Mega Man, Proto Man, and Dr. Wily's Castle stage. City Hunter PC Engine game gets revival version on February 26th. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7 Steel Ball Run anime unveils teaser, cast, and 2026 debut. So I believe I read from some interviews that Part 7 is going to be more of a long-term anime. It's like, at the very least, something along how was it Stardust Crusaders went, where it's basically 2 seasons worth, like a good 50-something episodes at least. So, remember how, like, last week they announced Pokemon Pokopia, Pokemon farming sim game? Everyone was all excited. Well, Power World game gets farming simulation spin-off for PC. Now, 1 week later, of course, some people may say it's like, oh, now they're just ripping off Pokemon again. But from what we can see from the trailer, Pal Farm seems a lot more further along than Pokopia does. And apparently it's been in development for quite a while now. So, yeah, they happen to have the same idea. Although some rumor has it that something whole legal thing that the Pal Farm game came up, so using legal info that they shouldn't have shared with like the development teams, like, okay, we need to make a Pokemon farming sim to try to snipe them to the market, you know? Mind you, that's just rumor. But yeah. My Hero Academia final season releases next week. The new content currently in the works at Glitch Productions, Gaslight District Season 1, and the last three episodes of Digital Circus. Got the first synopsis for Fiona and Cake Season 2. Fiona and Cake keep in touch with Simon Petrikov must... Wait, Fiona and Cake keeping in touch with Simon Petrikov must team up with Huntress Wizard for a quest to save Oo's favorite hero. Got the first look at the Homestuck pilot. The new pilot will premiere on YouTube on September 27th. Wait a minute. Yesterday was September 27th. It's out now. Okay then. Oh, I saw this thing on Facebook. Matthew Lillard says he's waiting for a call to join the GDCU. Quote, James Gunn is one of my dear friends. He wrote Scooby-Doo 1 and 2. I keep waiting for that invitation.
I had to do some research into the matter, and I was like, okay.
It's like, okay, that could be interesting. Peacemaker's dance emote from Fortnite has been disabled. Quote, as we inquire into our partner's creative intentions in this collab emote, assuming it's not coming back, we'll issue refunds in the next few days. Yeah, I wonder what happened with that. It's like, is it like a licensing thing? Like, oh, for whatever reason we can't have that dance in here anymore, or... Yeah. Anyway, James Gunn says many of the Peacemaker characters will continue into another DC show that isn't Peacemaker Season 3. Quote, it's not exactly Peacemaker 3, I'm not ruling it out. You'll see episode 8 and maybe you'll find out a little bit more. A Bully sequel game did not happen due to bandwidth issues, says Dan Hauser. Quote, I think there was just bandwidth issues. If you got a small lead creative team and small leadership crew, you can't just do all the projects you want. James Gunn says they might focus on DC movies being about major known characters rather than unknowns. But I'm probably not going to do certain movies with characters who audiences don't know. It's harder to get people in the theater for that kind of thing. Hold on. Yeah, give me a moment. So, you're saying this as the guy who directed Guardians of the Galaxy, a movie with characters most audiences hadn't heard of before. Freaking DC, man. God.
My guess is it'll be the same approach as that particular franchise, in which eventually things will start migrating towards
I mean, I guess.
because remember they were kind of doing a lot of the mainstream stuff first, and then went to the B list.
Fair.
And to balance out, I believe the actors they chose when they got started were somewhat obscure, but or those that needed comeback performances per se.
Yeah. The original main cast of Scrub reunited to prepare to film the revival series. X-Men 97 Season 2 will be very dark, says Ross Marquand. Quote, I'm amazed Disney greenlit it because it's so dark. A lot of people die. What? Gotta first look at the Godzilla Clue game? The victim is baby Godzilla who has been kidnapped. What? Okay, sure, whatever. Like, what do you say to that?
Guess who? Disney, Monopoly, SpongeBob, of course, Monopoly Ponies. Just a reminder.
Fair. James Gunn says Superman will not appear in Peacemaker Season 2. Quote, David Cornsweet was very upset that Nicholas Hoult got to be on the show, and he didn't. It just didn't work. Lex is in the show for a specific reason. James Gunn says G.I. Robot is coming into live action. Quote, not necessarily in Peacemaker Season 2. James Gunn says Clayface has a lot of practical effects, but some dailies I've seen, it's just this old school body horror visual effects. It's so cool. The Social Network 2 is officially titled The Social Reckoning. Jeremy Strong will officially star as Mark Zuckerberg, replacing Jesse Eisenberg. Also starring Jeremy Allen White, Mike Madison, and Bill Burr. In theaters October 9th, 2026. Genndy Tartakovsky has shared a test animation clip from his new film, The Black Knight. It follows a knight who controls a 20-foot tall suit of armor in the 14th century. Sony Animation is unsure if there's an audience for the film theatrically, so they haven't greenlit it.
Feels like they're falling back into old habits of sorts.
Yep. Scooby-Doo and Universal Monsters will have a mashup event at Universal's Fan Fest Nights. Will take place at Universal Studios Hollywood in 2026. Spider-Man is canon to the DCU, referenced as a fictional character in the latest episode of Peacemaker. Got it, so Spider-Man, if not Marvel Comics in general, are canon to the DC universe. Or the DC... the current DC live-action whatever universe thing.
If I remember correctly, sometimes Marvel itself makes a self-insert in the comics.
Yeah. So, apparently not Marvel, apparently Mario's going to be getting the new rival soon. Nintendo of America President Doug Bowser will retire on December 31st. He'll be succeeded by Devin Pritchard. Okay, interesting character name. Definitely different, but we'll see how it works story-wise. First trailer for a new Charlotte's Web series starring Amy Adams as Charlotte, releasing October 2nd on HBO Max. Disney Plus is adding user-generated content to its platform. The first Creatives Collection includes videos about Lilo and Stitch. Rick Moranis is officially coming out of retirement to return as Dark Helmet in Spaceballs 2, in theaters 2027. Also got the first cast photo for Spaceballs 2, starring Rick Moranis, Bill Pullman, Lewis Pullman, Daphne Zuniga, George Weiner, Mel Brooks, Josh Gad, Kiki Palmer, and Anthony Kerrigan. Beyond the Spider-Verse has had its release date moved up by 1 week to June 18th, 2027. Okay, so major games releasing in 2026. Obviously not all of them, but a decent number. Fable, GTA 6, Wolverine, Invincible Versus, 007 First Light, Halloween the Game, Resident Evil Requiem, Star Wars Zero Company, Marvel 43 Rise of Hydra, Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, and Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Marvel TV head Brad Winderbaum tells us the release release strategy for upcoming Marvel animation projects. New seasons of X-Men 97 and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man will be released annually, and potentially more seasons of Marvel Zombies if enough people watch. James Gunn teases the engineer might return in Man of Tomorrow. Quote, where does she go at the end of Superman? Well, you're gonna find out in the next movie. Marvel Zombies director Brian Andrews tells us that they decided to include Blade in the series when they thought the Blade movie would be released before 2025. Oof. Uh, Evan Peters says he would want to explore Quicksilver's relationship with Magneto if he returns to the MCU. Quote, I had such a blast playing that character, and you got to dive a little bit into his home life, as weird as it was. Exploring that more would be interesting, and the relationship with Magneto would be pretty cool. Marvin Jones III has been cast as Tombstone in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Jeremy Renner says he still wants to do Hawkeye Season 2 after having many discussions about the shape of that season. Quote, it's getting my body right and getting everything right for that. The timing of that will come, and if there's still a need, want, and desire for it, then yeah. A Macho Man biopic is in the works with Kenan Thompson set to produce. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Stepping into Sim Jim always rises to the top.
Yeah. Got the first poster for Hideo Kojima's new espionage game, Vincent, starring Don Lee, Charlie Frazier, and Manabe Hame. Got the new trailer for Hideo Kojima and Jordan Peele's new horror game, OD, starring Hunter Schafer and Sophia Lillis. Dave Bautista says he doesn't want to work with assholes on film sets anymore because life is too short. Quote, I want to make the most of it. I don't want to hear people bitching, complaining, moaning, and groaning about doing something we're all fortunate enough to be doing and making. Fair enough. James Gunn says casting Superman is harder than casting Batman. Quote, Batman's wearing a mask. Batman doesn't have Batman face. Like, the thing about our Superman is that they've all had Superman face, that specific sort of thing, because people kind of have some idea of what Superman looks like from the comics. Fair enough. I can kind of see that. Okay. Tom Holland says that Spider-Man's new suit is inspired by Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's suits. Quote, I really like the idea that he's trying to be his big brothers. And he looks up to them and he sees little details on their suits that he thinks are really cool. And now that he's making his own suit, and isn't part of this bigger team. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. Like, yeah, he did team up with the other two, so like, one would obviously take note of design differences, and it's like, oh yeah, that did look cool. I want to add that, and Oh, some the the release the releases for let me reword this. The release schedule for Magic the Gathering for 2026 has been released, including like four four Universe Beyond sets, you know, the crossover sets. Now, one of them is currently unannounced, but rumor has it that it's gonna be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Along with that is The Hobbit, Marvel Superheroes, and in November of next year, Star Trek. That's right, Magic the Gathering crossing over with Star Trek for an actual playable set. I mean, people were kind of guessing that after the whole Edge of Eternities thing. Like, oh yeah, why release a space set unless you're gonna do something with it later on? Of course, we're also getting some Secret Lair releases coming soon, including a Play-Doh Secret Lair for charity, a bunch of PlayStation stuff. So Last of Us Part 2, God of War the Norse games, Horizon, Uncharted, Ghost of Tsushima. Then you got stuff like Iron Maiden, Jaws, Furby. That's right, Magic the Gathering is getting Furby cards. The sad thing is, one of the Furby sets actually has a card in it that I wouldn't mind getting a hold of. Although I should probably price check the card alone first, just to see if it would be worth it. But yeah, crossover content. Is there anything I'm missing from that? MTG Secret Lair. Okay, it was part of a Secret Scare Super Drop for October 13th. Now, if the page will load... Oh, also The Office. That's right, Magic the Gathering crossing with The Office, particularly Dwight. Magic the Gathering, the Fortnite of Western card games, as opposed to Weiss Schwartz, the Fortnite of Eastern card games. Yeah, that should be all the Secret Lairs announced so far. And keep in note that in either November or December, we're getting a Avatar: The Last Airbender set. Yeah, gonna check out my other website, see if there's anything that wasn't noted on the list before. So I'll probably go quiet for a bit. just remembered something. So Yu-Gi-Oh is getting a new duel format called Genesis. It's actually a point-based system where it's like most cards don't have any point cost, but some cards do, and you have to stay within a certain limit. So instead of having a ban list, you just have like, oh, you can't play this card with that card because you exceed the limit, which could lead to some interesting combos. Like apparently Pot of Greed's only like 30 points or so, so you could actually run 3 Pot of Greeds. And Exodias aren't point limited at all, so yeah.
Getting my stuff is looking pretty wicked, including first looks at the Tin Man. Brandon Day following pauses while Holland recovers from a serious fall from a stunt move. Mandalorian and Grogu getting a movie to themselves. May 22nd. 26. And in the latest of Hollywood Walk of Fame entries, my video's got it all. Romance, action, adventure, chills, spills, bills, laughter. Aha! We got the reference.
Yep.
New poster to live action might be season 2, as well as first look at Luge Town. Hope I got that right. Some people would have gotten a quote-unquote survival kit with Marvel goodies in celebration of the launch of Marvel Zombies.
Okay, that's interesting.
Dennisville, Rene Uwe, the director behind the new Dune films, begins looking for an actor to play the next James Bond next year. Searching for a fresh-faced British male actor. Thank you. So Brothers ready to continue making more TV shows with long release skips like Stranger Things. They come out every year, it's diminishing return. I like the build-up. Seems the trend of camera shrinkage on a professional grade is still good because a Friday Night Baseball game was broadcasted by Apple with footage captured exclusively on iPhone 17 Pro.
All right.
Bowser Jr. rumored to appear in the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Alrighty then. We'll see how that works out.
Getting a bit more concept art from the last week's surprise entrant. DJ Phone 3 version of Bats released. Official teletext song appeared. Vision Tines is here. Bit of a local thing, but I won't be too surprised if it goes international. Seattle Children's Theatre presents Chicka Chicka Boom Boom Musical, vibrant new addition to the world of family theater. Catholic member Taylor 1-2, Echo Podium, Top 6, Jensen Class Win, Ready Top 20, Mustang Class Win, Top 30, Foreign Jordan Podium, Top 40, the Midwest, British, German, Italian Podiums and Champs, Dance Fields again, Cheaper Top 30, Chance Top 10, KVDL, Minute Champ, as the Martin Champ, S. Martin Chip, all in Valencia. German Podiums, Clear Podiums, Ferrari wins, yeah, Barcelona. German Italian Podiums, okay, Super Achiever. Cheaper topics, Cerulean, Austrian Classodium, German Classodiums and Sandport. Cheaper town Classodium, Podium, Austrian Classodium, Podiums, German Classodiums, Italian Podium, in Spa, Shrinkar Champs. Cheaper on Podium wins, and Classodiums, German Classodium, and Seno. Cheaper town wins the Podium. Three class podium, German podiums. Valencia. Mercedes podium, Azerbaijan. Halfway through seat. More than halfway through machining the 4-cylinder S51. Illinois Rat Museum storing Centennial Diesel to fruition. A5 Centennial campaign launched. Markland 347 dB. 212 XV100. I've reserved to show team source. Closing possible move and new location. Casey Hydro logo on the move. In Alberta. Single family finish, railbound event finish weekend, spring possible. The temperance parts painted. Character media work in preparation for finish weekend. 26 well, workshop upgrades. All times paint and saucy and sea room. Asher interiors taking shape and prepared for paint and wheels. First one buckets. Hope you're ready for finish weekend. Bronze carbon next assessed. Special fun card taking shape. Double card completion. One setting for winter refresh. So the details added. 5 K route reached. Start down, walls down, painting should work. Turntable taking shape. Box for painting interior work. Commanders windows and seats. Taking shape. Paint. Get closer to completion. New 51-story South Station Tower in Boston. real fast. October the 5th. Look, let's say model sheet small running exhibition. 18th, 19th. Okay, next will be. Okay, hopefully next week won't be so restricted, but condolences with regard to the friends and family members of Ted Phillips, translation journalist, Ralph and columnist, author. John Stapleton, ITV. Dre Lancet, General Hospital. Bassett. Elizabeth, 2-year-old thoroughbreds. Europe, 2010. Shakur, Black Liberation Army. Enzo Sella, F1. Lead entry, Wendell Scott Jr., son of Mascot Hall of Famer, first African American. And a pretty big one, Elaine Merck, Binder, Tom Sawyer, Wizard of Oz. Like I said, I think so. We should do that. There's an streak. I'll see if we can get the schedule up before then. Meanwhile, so I've got a few other things to catch up on. And also have really good plans for a couple things coming up. When should we kick off? And all that. Stay safe, stay well.